Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Laura, and today I have two things for you. I am announcing the winner to my giveaway, and also I have a tutorial for my last project share. So Renee was the winner of my giveaway. I already contacted her through Instagram. She entered two ways. One was through YouTube and one was through Instagram. So thank you, Renee. Thank you for everyone who entered. It was really fun, and I hope to do this again. It was great to have a lot of new subscribers, and I hope to get to know a lot of you and share some more stuff. Let's get into today's tutorial. So I use the half composition books from Pen & Gear. These are from Walmart. They measure 7.5 by 4.88 inches. They're adorable. You get 10 in a pack, and they're, I think, $5. Don't quote me on that, but they're really cheap. So what we're going to do is use two pieces of scrapbook paper that measure 4 and 7/8 inches high. And then I just left it at 12 inches wide. So because it's going to wrap around, and then we're going to cover the part that doesn't reach all the way through. So I have two here, and I'm just going to show you how I did one of the covers. You can do the same on the other cover. So what we're going to do is put some adhesive. I chose to use my tape runner just because it was easier to control and less drying time. So you want to get as close to the edge as possible, and then stop before you get to that black binding, because we're not going to cover the black binding. So do the top sides and the left and right, and then I did a couple swipes in the middle. All right, so then now you want to line up your paper to that edge of that binding, and it's great because it kind of catches it for you because there's just a little bit of height. So you want to get it as centered as possible because it's pretty exact. And then before you lay it down, just get it lined up and smooth it down. I used my bone folder to get it nice and burnished. So then what you also want to do is make sure you don't have much adhesive going over the edge. I found it easier to put a swipe of tape there on the edge of the cover, and then the tape on the edges of the paper. That way we knew where the paper stops, and you don't put too much on your cover. Okay, and then what you also want to do is make a good fold there before you turn it over on itself, because once it's stuck, it's stuck. So I got a good crease there. I let it kind of fall and then smooth it down. Use the bone folder again to get a nice burnish on there. And you're going to do that for both the front and the back flaps. And then what I also did was I just cleaned up the edges just in case it was misaligned a little bit, or sometimes you find that these notebooks are a little bit uneven. These or Dollar Tree ones, just any of them, they're not perfect. Okay, so I just went in and cleaned that up with my scissors. There shouldn't be too much, but you know. Okay, so there's the front and there's the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a pocket to cover that piece that's showing there. So what's great about these school colors is the primary colors are easy to match. So what we also want to do, we want to make sure we have a pocket that's long enough to not only cover that part that's showing, but also if you're going to do a finger notch, you need to have it a little bit higher so that the uncovered part isn't peeking through. So you need one piece of paper that is 4 7/8 wide, just like the cover. And then also you want to make sure that you don't position the pocket too low, because it's going to get caught in the flap when you're closing it, and it could fall off or warp or just not look that great. Okay, so we're going to measure here maybe let's do about 3 inches. That sounds safe. Nice deep pocket and enough to where the finger notch won't show. So we're going to need 2 of these, one for the front, one for the back. So again, it's going to be 4 7/8 by 3 inches. And we're just going to use this pretty red that I found in one of the recollections pads, or packs, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to use my 1, 2, 3 punch board to make that notch. That's just what I had handy. And it lined up easily to make it centered. If I used if you look on the right where it's a small, medium, large, extra large, I used it to line up to the large side, and it was pretty well in the middle. Okay, so let's just eyeball it again, make sure it's looking good, and it is. See how none of the white is peeking through? Okay, so for this, I'm going to use glue and not the tape runner. For pockets, glue is always best, because if you use the tape runner and you're sticking stuff in the pockets, a lot of the time it's going to catch, or it could even tear because of the tape that's in there. If you made the traditional pockets that have the 1/2 inch around the side, and then you miter the corners to, fold in, it does give it a little bit more bulk, but you can use tape on that because there's no tape adhesive that can catch once you adhere it to your cover there. Okay, so let's get this nice and stuck. It's going to take just a minute to dry, and it's looking pretty good. It's not too flush to the middle, and you're going to do the seam for your back. But while that's drying, let's decorate that pocket. And I'm using this I Love School sticker book by Echo Park. I love their cardstock stickers. They're sturdy, they're pretty. I mean, they're I don't know, I love them better than just paper stickers. Okay, so this one's going to be for a teacher, so let's make it more teacher friendly, as opposed to like my first day of school type of thing. Okay, so we got that cute binder clip and the stapler and then a stack of books, and I think that's really cute there. You could glue these if you wanted to, but I'm just giving them a good burnish to make sure that they're going to stay on there. All right, so next let's make the closure. I chose to do an eyelet closure with a ribbon. So let's measure. You don't have to measure, you can eyeball the center because we already know it's a little bit less than 5 inches. So about 2.5 inches in the middle is what you want to aim for. So I'm using my Big Bite Crocodile hole punch and eyelet setter. So, and you want it about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch from the edge. I'm using the wide eyelets, so that's why I needed a little bit more. All right, so let's measure all the way to the back. So if you could see it lined up there with one of those ruled lines, and I just eyeballed it. It's kind of between those two pencil tips meeting there. So I'm going to do that other hole punch, and I'm not going to show setting the eyelets on the back, but just the front one, because you know how those are done. Okay, so again, I'm using the wide eyelets. I have this pretty dark blue. I think it's one of the We Are Memory Keepers brand that I had, and just gonna set that in and do the same for the back. Okay, so I wanted to use some of that red apple ribbon at the top, but I didn't have enough. But either way, if you're gonna use wider ribbon like that one at the top, I think that one's a 3/8 inch, or the skinnier one here like I have, you're gonna double it up. So you're gonna do 4 lengths of ribbon that are 17 inches long. That's a good length to get a nice bow closure on this. It's not too short. Okay, so what you're also going to do, you're going to line these up evenly and fold it over in the middle so that you've got even lengths on both sides. And then the easiest way to get them through the eyelet, at least what I've found, is to use an embossing tool. So I'm using this one that I have here. I think this is from Dollar Tree, and I'm using the skinnier end just to get them through all at once. And you're going to pull through just enough to make a loop where you can pull through that tail and make like a knot. And just tighten it there, not too tight, you don't want to tear anything. Okay, and you're going to do that for the back as well. Get that nice and tight. And then what you're going to do is just tie a nice ribbon closure. Definitely it's easier to tie with the wider ribbon, I found. But either way, these work. And these notebooks aren't made to last forever, so, you know, they serve their purpose. So there we go. It's nice and even. Cute little closure there. Okay, so next thing we want to do, we want to round the corners of the cover. And I'm going to use a large size corner rounder. This is also another reason why I like to use scrapbook paper instead of cardstock, because it's easier to get through, because it's going to be twice as thick, right? Once you get it into that corner rounder, it'll just be easier for it to get through and make it even and nice and pretty. And okay, so you're going to do all four corners, front and back. And the other thing I wanted to do, because that top part you can see some of the notebook is showing through, I just didn't center it properly. So I'm just going to put a border. And even if you didn't mess up like I did, you could still, this could be another way to decorate it. Okay, so what I'm also doing, I'm using my finger as a guide on the edge of the notebook so that it's not going too high, making the sticker stick out and making it, you know, able to catch on things. And that worked pretty good. So I'm just going to snip off this end. And this was actually from the same sticker book too. Okay, so I'm going to snip off that end. And then once again, I'm going to put it through the corner rounder so it's nice and even and it matches. And it's just real pretty there. Okay, and then I'm going to burnish that down, make sure it's nice and stuck. And there you go. You can decorate it however you'd like. You can put the teacher's name on the front. You can put a little plaque that has a saying on it. You can go through and add more stickers. These stickers are great because they also have the white border, so you don't need to mat them. There's also, if you see that where it says learn, you can make a little banner. So yeah, I think these are great. I think they're cute. My son's teachers loved them. They thought they were adorable. And I would love to make a whole bunch of these for a craft fair. And that's probably what I'm going to do. So before I finish up this one, I'll see what I need to do to make more. But I hope everyone liked this and found this easy to follow. I hope to have more giveaways, definitely some destash videos, lots of stuff to come. So I'm just happy that everyone is here. Any comments, likes, and or subscribes are always appreciated. I appreciate every single one of you. But anyway, I hope you are having a good day or night wherever you are. So take care. Bye-bye.